mercy! We're saved! The Lord be praised.
Jamaica.
Reef your sails a moment, shipmates. Maybe there's a deputation in wigs and lace and a pipe band awaiting for you in Kingston Harbour, but as sure as a gun. There's a rope awaiting for John Silver.
Rope? No, no, no. I intend to speak up personally for you with the governor. I'm sure we'll all speak up for you.
I'll speak up for you fair, John. That's handsome of you, Ben. And you too, Reverend.
So, what do you want?
Well, with your permission, I reckon I'll slip me cable and be gone.
And what do we tell the authorities?
You lie for me like I lied for you.
My conscience would not permit a direct lie.
Then batten down your hatch and say nothing. And think on this. Every jack of you owes his life to me. Remember? So bend to the oars, shipmates.
And...
Well, good luck. But you'll be needing this, I suspect.
None of you stop 'em blabbing, I won't.
I'll do my best.
Do that, Jim. Not forgetting that map of yours ain't worth nothing without me to read it.
Right.
Our friend was not stupid, huh?
No.
Jim!
Any sign?
No, sir.
Jim Parker!
The documents?
Safe.
Thank heaven. Your Excellency, may I present Mr. Hawkins? Jim, this is Lord Charles Devereux, Governor of Jamaica.
Your Excellency?
Your servant, Mr. Hawkins. See that one of your party is missing. I refer to the convicted murderer and mutineer John Silver. Captain Parker has apprised me of his actions aboard the Saracen, and I now intend to pursue him with all the vigor of the law. Gentlemen, follow me. By your leave.
Faster, you dogs! Get on with it! Faster, I say!
Ow! You cack-handed fool! Come on. Oh! Get out of my sight. Prinking and pricking me all the time. Sharp, what on earth are you doing here?
He's here. Hawkins. He's in Kingston. I seen him. A young fella on the quay. I seen Parker presenting to Devereux.
Trouble is, I'm spoiled. When you've been brought up to appreciate Jermyn Street tailoring, nothing else will quite do. Still, I suppose it has its compensations, at least in Jamaica. One can kick one's tailor, one couldn't do that in Jermyn Street.
So, you ask me to believe that an arrant scoundrel like Silver sacrificed himself to let you escape? Do you take me for a fool?
Why? Do you call me a liar?
Reverend Morgan, you corroborate this preposterous tale.
Well, you have my word for it that we all owe our lives to Silver.
So, he was captured by the Spaniards.
We've already told you that.
I want Reverend Morgan to tell me.
Well, he can't tell you. Because he doesn't know. No one knows for sure. But Captain Parker, we have far more important business to discuss.
Hawkins, you're a hero. England owes you a debt.
Tell us how you escaped from Moxon and the Spaniards.
Sailor's luck, Jim. We ran into the Jamaica fleet.
I'd be pleased if you'd save your reminiscences till later, Captain. You, sir, what's your name?
Benjamin Gunn, your worship, at your service.
Benjamin Gunn, eh? I know that name. You sailed with Flint and Silver, didn't you?
Ah, well, like, in a manner of speaking, sir. But it was an age ago, Your Honor.
Perhaps, but you were one of the Brotherhood, and as like as not you're lying to protect an old shipmate.
Not I, sir.
If you are, it will go hard with you, Benjamin Gunn. I can promise you that. So speak straight, man. Where's Silver?
I'll tell you, sir. John Silver, he won't trouble you no more, sir. Nor no one else neither. Slipped his cable, he has, sir, for good and all.
Slipped his cable, eh? Not captured or dead, but slipped his cable.
Well, what I mean to
Lord
say...
Charles, do you intend to lay a charge against my servant?
Charge?
Or against me, or against my friends?
I merely wish to...
Yes? Or no?
No.
No. In which case, I have the honor to bid you good day, sir. Ben?
They're lying. All four of them.
Yes, I agree, sir.
Is there a price on Silver's head?
20 guineas, sir.
Make it 50. 50 golden guineas should flush the rascal out.
Get him in there, we've not got all day. Come on. Gaines! Hurry along there! Quickly! Sir! I've got better sport for you.
Specimens here at 5 shillings, thank you very much, sir. Do I see 10? Do I see 10? Am I bid any more? Do I see 15 shillings? Do I see 20? Do I 20 shillings? Thank you very much. Is it going to make it a sale? Do I see a sale, ladies and gentlemen? You lovely fine ladies and gentlemen. A fine, strong, breeding specimen.
Interested, Mr. Lewis? I'm no bounty hunter. No, but in your particular line of business, information comes your way. There's nothing wrong with my line of business. I'm sure there isn't, Mr. Lewis. Just keep your ears open, eh? Lord Charles will be grateful.
Astonishing. The effect of a new set of clothes. An hour ago, I'd half forgotten my purpose here. And now I just can't wait to be about the squire's business.
See? My boat.
Thank you.
This here tailoring business. Powerful thirsty work.
A gentleman drinks wine, Ben.
A few fancy duds don't make a gentleman. All right, now let me a tot of rum.
Reverend Morgan. Reverend Morgan.
Abed, my dear boy. Stand up. Stand up.
Master Harlow said the Spaniards then kill you.
Then Mr. Hallows is in for a disappointment. Bless my soul. Here's the very man to take you out to the plantation. Abed here is one of Trelawney's people. Abed, this is Mr. Hawkins, Squire Trelawney's new agent.
Master,
I'll go get supplies. Take Master Hawkins to plantation.
A word of advice, my friend. In Jamaica, a white man doesn't give his hand to a black man. Especially not a slave.
Yes, I know the theory. It's the practice that's new to me. This your Bible?
Yes, Massa. Abid can read. Reverend Morgan teach me.
Were you born a slave, David?
No, Massa. I was born a free man. Like you.
Hold it.
Get out!
Ben? Ben! Where are you? Ben!
Mr. Hawkins, are you hurt?
Oh, thank heavens. Give me a hand.
You won't find Ben Gunn buried. Not afore he's dead.
Well, Mr. Hawkins, you've certainly had a most fortunate escape.
Even more fortunate that you happen to be travelling on the same road.
Yes, well, I'm on my way to the plantation myself, on a matter of business.
I should drop this.
I'll mount up, right on ahead. Get in to send help.
You were right, matey. There has been men at work here, and no mistake.
When direct action fails, finesse is required. The foil rather than the blunt instrument, eh? What are we going to do? We're going to welcome Master Hawkins as if it was Squire Trelawney himself. So smile, Mr. Sharp. Your future may depend on it. And tonight, as arranged, 50 barrels. The usual place. Mr. Hawkins, welcome to Trelawney. Joshua Hallows at your service.
Mr. Hallows.
May I present my chief clerk, Saul Sharp?
You're most humble and obedient, Mr. Hawkins.
Oh, this is my personal servant, Ben Gunn.
Sharp, you take charge of Mr. Hawkins' man. Show him his quarters.
Certainly, sir.
Now, Mr. Hawkins, if you'd care to accompany me, I'm sure that you'd welcome some refreshment. I confess, sir, that I despaired of your safe arrival here. First a mutiny, then capture by the Spaniards, and then an accident within sight of home. Such adventures. But they're over now.
Well, I trust so.
Please.
That's a pretty hand you ride, Caleb. Steady, Caleb.
Silver.
Aye, Silver. Come forward to swap a yarn with an old shipmate. You're looking well, Caleb. Proper filled out amidships, as befits a man of business and a citizen of substance.
What do you want, Silver? Money?
Now, ain't that just typical of your generous nature? But no, thank ye kindly all the same. It's not so much money as I needs is a safe berth, mate. Safe and, secret.
I can't hide you.
Is that right? 50 guineas. What was your value? 100, weren't it? 100 guineas for the notorious pirate, Caleb Powell. Now a merchant and a citizen of Jamaica. What was it Flint once said? Swing one, swing all. Aye. Well, I reckon that's the position regarding me and you, Caleb Powell. I swing, you swing.
All right. I'll give you money. I'll see you safe away.
So you will in good time. But first, there's a matter of business.
What business?
Most advantageous business to you, Caleb. Flint's business.
Don't give me any of your wash, Silver. Flint's gold was lifted 10 years ago by that bull calf of a Devonshire squire.
The gold was? I know that, don't I?
Bar silver and arms ain't worth the trouble of fetching them.
I knows that, and I knows something else, and so do you if you think. Flint never gave a spit for gold. Gold were never Flint's passion.
You mean they never found the stones?
They lays there still. A heap of diamonds, rubies, and sapphires. Worth 4 times what Trelawney took.
You knows where they lays?
I knows how to read Flint's map.
Have you got the map?
I knows how to get it with your help. Well, Caleb, hold your luff. Plenty of prizes and plenty of duff.
Plenty of duff.
Is it your taste?
Yes, it's excellent.
Oh, very charitable. It's a feeble enough vintage, I fear, but it's the best that's obtainable so far from civilization. You were at New College, I hear.
Yes.
I, too.
Oh.
Is old Warden Hetherington still alive?
Yes, very much so.
Ah. Old Hetherington had the finest cellar in Oxford. He was a judge of wine. Your health, Mr. Hawkins.
Your health, Mr. Gunn?
That's a powerful fine drop of grog now. I haven't tasted its like not in years.
Drink up, Mr. Gunn.
We've a cellar full here.
Ah, well, I has to be careful. At my age of life and in my situation, you understand? Ben Gunn is what you might call a reformed character.
You've got a head like the Rock of Gibraltar. Or I'll drink water.
Quickly, get a move on. Quiet, damn your hide. Right. Come on, quickly.
I've been thinking about that unfortunate accident on the road this afternoon.
Have you thought who? Or why?
Jamaica's a lawless place. Have you ever heard of the Maroons?
No.
Well, a band of renegade slaves. They live wild up in the hills. They're savage devils, but they're disciplined like an army.
You think they could be responsible?
It's possible. We're very vulnerable out here. There have been 6 or 7 raids in the last year. It accounts for our recent losses.
Yes, I've been wondering about the losses.
Come on, hurry up.
Another bottle apiece, Mr. Gunn.
I won't say nay. She slips down easy. She lies quiet.
There.
Need your snuff, mate?
Oh, thank you.
Your health, Mr. Gunn.
You're something of a legend in this part of the world, you know.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. Captain Flint's treasure. It's been the talk of the Caribbean for 10 years. They say that you still have the map.
Well, I keep it as a curiosity, yes. It has no value.
Quite. You must show it to me someday. Cigar?
No.
Well done, lads. A good night's work.
There's things afoot, Jim. Why, I've seen 'em.
You're awash with rum, Ben.
Oh, I don't deny it, Jim. No, I don't. I've shipped some grog tonight, matey, and no mistake. But in the line of duty, you see.
Well, what did you see?
Aye, that's it, Jim.
That's what?
Dirty work, matey. Whole crew of blacks mustered and rolling barrels down into the jungle.
Come on. But quiet.
Just a little ways further.
They was waiting.
Most unfortunate. Put it away. Have them carried to the house. Mr. Hawkins will wake up tomorrow morning with nothing more than an aching head. There's a right time for every man to die. Mr. Hawkins' time is not quite yet. I was just about to summon a doctor. Or what passes for one in this part of the world.
My manservant.
Don't concern yourself. He's taken no harm. He must have a head like an anvil. You too. They undoubtedly meant to kill you.
They?
The Maroons. The renegade slaves that I told you of. They raided the warehouse last night. They made off with all our new stock of molasses. It's a serious loss, I'm sorry to say.
You seem very positive.
The raid had all the classic trademarks, including the attack on you and your man. By the by, what exactly were you doing?
Exploring.
I see.
Reverend Morgan?
Thunderbreaking.
Good morning to you, Jim.
What brings you here?
We heard you have trouble. It's the talk of Kingston. An accident, they say.
Oh, do they?
So, I'm delighted to see you're not hurt. Half the town had you buried. Oh. Our good friend here has been worried about you. And since I had business here.
Business?
With Mr. Hallows.
As always, Mr. Trelawney expresses himself with admirable, one might almost say, bucolic simplicity. You may be sure that I will write to him on the matter with the utmost dispatch.
Write to him? I don't follow you at all. His instructions are clear enough, surely.
Perfectly clear. But I would be failing in my duty if I did not advise Mr. Trelawney most strenuously to withdraw them.
What?
A degree of folly is always permitted to the rich. If Trelawney wishes to give away valuable land, that's his affair.
Indeed it is.
But since he wishes to give it to you to build a church, it becomes my affair.
Why?
Allow me to borrow some of my employer's bluntness. Because I won't have the Reverend Morgan preaching to my slaves and filling their heads with dangerous nonsense.
You call the teachings of the church nonsense?
Dangerous nonsense. The church doesn't turn a slave to Christianity, but to rebellion. The consequence is chaos. And so I shall inform Mr. Trelawney.
You can spare yourself the trouble. As Mr. Trelawney's agent, I have full powers of decision.
Undoubtedly.
And I would be obliged if you'd make the necessary arrangements without delay.
As you wish.
And I will remind you that there is such a thing as the law of blasphemy.
Mr. Hawkins, may I be permitted a word in private? Our esteemed employer, no doubt, places great faith in your abilities. But if you will allow me to say so, I have a wealth of experience in managing a plantation, and you have none.
If you'll allow me to say so, your wealth of experience appears to have contributed very little towards making this plantation profitable.
He has only one purpose in the colonies. To make money.
It seems to be everybody's purpose.
Yeah, but he's different. Once he was rich, there's a rage within him. I warn you because soon I go. I'll make my boat ready and then Mexico, my forest.
I think I have the measure of Hallows. Goodbye. You can start clearing the land as soon as you like, Reverend.
God bless you, Jim. Go on, lads. Go on.
Fair winds.
Master Jim,
Master Jim. You can talk to me. You don't have to make a secret of it. Master Jim, you got to go away from here. Yes? Why? I hear talk, sir. What talk?
Hey, Bed. Come here.
Don't say nothing.
What's your game, boy?
Well, I'm telling you, dog.
He may be a slave lover, but I'm not. Now get back to your work.
Aye. I see you've quite recovered.
Jim! Right as a trivet, matey. Except for a most powerful aching of the head. For what, you see, I was just taking a small totter run by away in medicine. Like medicine, you understand?
Now, Ben, listen. I want a full account of everything you saw last night.
Right you be, Jim.
Every detail.
Detail, that's it.
Now, those blacks you saw taking the barrels, are you sure they were plantation slaves?
Oh, you reckons they were otherwise?
Well, I'm asking you.
Then I'll tell 'ee. If you asks me, it were a do. Oh, aye, a plain do. How's that, says you? Because of that Saul Sharp.
Sharp?
Sharp. Tried to slip me a powder, didn't he?
Oh, did he indeed?
Only I worked the old switch on the swab. Ben is old, but he ain't...
So it was Saul Sharp who aroused your suspicions?
And he ain't the only one, innit? There's Gaines.
What about him?
Well, 'twere him that were mustering them there blacks.
That's the spot, matey. This is where I seen them stacking them barrels.
Come on, let's see what happens next. That's it. They came by boat. That's where they tied the boat off.
Oh, a boat, aye, to be sure. A boat.
And there's the mark of her keel in the sand.
Long John Silver?
Take cover, Ben! Come on!
You get a sight of the swab.
Boy, get this thing loaded up. Come on here. We haven't got all day.
Senor Louis, I do my best for you. 55 the barrel. Well, it ain't good enough, Lopez. Well, prize molasses will fetch 100 or more at market.
But this is not the market, Senor Luis. I run a risk. I have expenses.
70.
Dios.
70? All right, takes me goods to the French, right?
Very well, Senor Luis. You win.
Thank you, Lopez.
And delivery cuando?
Don't you worry about delivery. I'll have it carted off to you straight away. Good day, senor.
Gracias, senor.
A tidy piece of business, Caleb. There's no gainsaying that. And when it comes to sharing out, you won't be forgetting that I played my part.
I won't.
And you ain't forgotten the main business.
I told you, fitting out a ship costs money, more than I can raise alone.
I don't like third parties, Caleb.
Don't you? You're all blab, Silver. Where's your map, eh? I ain't seen it.
Show me a ship and I'll show you a map.
Says you.
Sir, the matter of silver. Well, you
wish me to... Go on, man, go on.
You wish me to report.
I wish you to lay the fellow by the heels.
Sir, notices have been posted throughout the island and the usual informants instructed. The reward's been set at 50 guineas.
Reward, oh God preserve us, isn't that the best you could do?
It was your own suggestion, sir.
Notices, informants, plod. If you'd use your brains, you'd have silver by sundown.
I'm confident that
Someone is harbouring him, Williams. That is obvious.
Yes, sir.
And it is equally obvious who. Hawkins.
Hawkins, sir, I
He spoke for the villain in his trial, didn't he? I tell you, watch Hawkins, you'll find silver.
Yes, sir, but...
Those are my instructions, Captain Williams.
A most meticulously kept set of accounts, Mr. Sharp.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Except they tell a story I find it hard to believe.
Sir?
Your expenditures, the wages, slave ration, seed, repairs, and so on, bear no relation to your receipts.
Receipts?
You see, I've taken an average and made a summary.
A summary?
Of course, the discrepancy could be due to an exceptionally low yield per acre.
That's it, sir.
Yes, but I was going to say that Trelawney land is known to be some of the best on the island.
You have to take account of what you might call natural hazards, sir. Hurricanes. We get them something terrible, yeah. Then the blight. Well, then there are the maroons. Oh, good land is one thing, sir. Good luck's another.
Mr. Sharp, perhaps you could show me how some of these natural disasters are related to specific entries in the accounts.
Specific, sir?
Specific, Mr. Sharp.
Well...
You're a damn fool.
You want him dead the same as I do.
Yes, but at my convenience.
Your convenience? My neck.
Your pockets are well enough lined.
Are they now? I'm beginning to wonder.
Confine yourself to action, Gaines. Leave the thinking to me.
Then think on this. I'm not satisfied with my share, and I want an end to Hawkins. Now.
However you juggle it, Mr. Sharp, your books will not balance.
Mr. Hawkins, do I understand that you are accusing my clerk of falsifying the accounts?
Well, the accounts speak for themselves.
Do they indeed? I hope for your sake that you will be able to prove that to the satisfaction of a court.
A court?
The law of defamation, Hawkins. I've had enough of your prying and insinuations, and I'm tired of being told my business by a jumped-up innkeeper's son.
One thing you learn in the innkeeping trade is how to count barrels.
Satisfied?
Who am I to argue with your mathematics? It's a very dangerous document.
Safe enough.
You don't have to insure against me, Louis. So far as your past history is concerned, well, I think our present activity guarantees discretion, don't you? Speaking of which, there'll be no further consignments for a time.
Well, that's a pity. The market's strong and rising.
I'm aware of that. But until I've dealt with Hawkins...
Well, deal with him, then.
I intend to. In my own time. Right, then?
You know what to do. No mistakes this time.
You leave it to us.
Go to it.
Well?
I can find the money, certainly. If you're sure that Silver isn't spinning you a yarn.
I'm sure. What about the map?
No trouble, once Hawkins is dead.
And Silver?
What about him?
This. There ain't no bottom to that man's treachery. I don't move until we've settled him for good and all.
The solution seems obvious.
Well, easy enough said. Doing's another matter. I've seen 12 strong men set out to scupper John Silver, and every jack of 'em's come back feet first.
A formidable man.
Aye.
But then so am I.
Reverend! Jim, there you are.
Well, I know faith can move mountains, but...
Ah, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. Isaiah 31.
Even so, I'm sure the plantation could spare a few men to help you.
It's a generous offer, Jim. But you understand, I couldn't avail myself.
Why not?
The house of God should be built by free men. Slavery is no part of the divine plan.
You're right. Are you sure you'll be safe? Hey, Bed. Thank you.
You saved me, I saved you.
Twice.
Maybe the third time not so lucky.
I've told you. I can't act straight away. I must have proof.
Master Jim, don't wait too long.
Who's that?
I'm gonna whip inch. Take him. Come on here.
You can go to bed.
Steady, Jim. Where's your map?
No.
Oh, well. I don't lose nothing. I didn't come for that. No. But to bring you some news.
I'm more interested in your previous visit.
Ah. You're smart, Jim. Smart as paint. Didn't I always say so? There I was, going to warn you to beware of Hallows. And I reckon you has the whole business figured out from stem to stern.
Not quite.
Then, maybe, as I can supply the ballast. Aye. It's a rare game they're playing, Jim. Caleb Lewis and Hallows. Aye. Aye, there's money in it.
Lewis?
Powler's was. An old shipmate of mine. Aye. They're fleecing old Trelawney to his bare hide.
With your aid, it seems.
Me? No, I don't signify. No, they've been working at this for years.
Yes. Yes, I've established as much.
But do you have the proof, Jim?
Have you?
When I looks at it this way, what's your business? To sink Hallows and his crew. And what'll sink 'em? Well, supposing that Caleb Lewis kept a book. Like a book of accounts for his dealings with Hallows. Well, that'd sink 'em all right.
Without trace.
Then that's your business done and finished, and you can look to other business.
Oh, I see.
I'll get you that book, and we're partners. You with your map, and me to read it. What do you say, mate?
Very well.
You ride tomorrow night to Kingston. The big warehouse on the quay. I'll meet you there. By the powers! I missed the swab!
It could have been an animal.
No, I reckon it were human. No matter. Here. We're partners.
Partners.